My name's George. I live on the island of Mallorca in Spain. I'm from London. I came across LifeWave because I saw a video of a man, you're going to hear his name a lot, David Schmidt, talking to health professionals. And when I saw that video, I said, you know what, this is revolutionary. Something that's working from the inside out, not from the outside in. It's light and frequencies. I've always been interested in light medicine and frequency medicine, and I actually have a book here, which I bought about 25 years ago. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's called, I got to switch off my blur, just a moment. It's called The Body Electric. The Body Electric, it's a really interesting book. And so when I saw that first video of David Schmidt speaking to health professionals, it rang quite a few bells. It wasn't something completely strange to me. And it was basically something that at the time I had read the book, I didn't really have anything very practical to try or work with. Between then and now, I did have some sessions with somebody who had a wand with different colored crystals on the tip. It's therapy that this person was doing that seemed to unlock some emotional issues. So it wasn't strange to me. On the other hand, I was also in my particular journey, I've always been what you call a serial entrepreneur. I've always done different businesses in my life. And COVID killed a couple of my main projects, and other projects stayed alive, but cost a lot of extra time and money to get back to where it should have been. So I was kind of not only intrigued with the story of the patches and what they do, but I was also interested in the fact that this is a network quite unlike any other network in our experience as time goes by, where the possibilities of generating great income to, number one, firstly, relieve one's financial anxieties, and then once that's achieved, and I would say I'm there after 7.5 months, take it as far as one wants to take it. So we've got several things here which are pretty amazing that we are offering. Great outcomes with health. You will hear and see stories that are just stunning. Emotional health, spiritual health, and financial health. With all that said, I also have the honor and pleasure to introduce, if you don't know, Chris Hatting. I worked with him in another project and a couple of other projects, and I'll let you tell his story, but he wasn't looking good, and I sort of reached out to him. And we also have here Dr. Lynda, who for me, it's the first time we're meeting face to face. However, I have a little bit of a bio that I can share with you. She's a biofeedback specialist with her own natural healing practice for over 20 years. And she works with Bach remedies. I dare say many of you have heard of them. I have my Bach flower remedies in the cupboard over there. I've used them for years. Tissue salts, ozone, herbal remedies, energy healing, works with frequencies. So this LifeWave, well, she'll obviously tell you about how LifeWave hit her when she came across it. So she is very enthusiastic, great smile, and passionate about the road ahead, helping and healing others. So with that said, I shall be quiet and pass the baton, as we could call it, to Chris. 33 on the call for Team 333. How about that? Welcome, everybody. And
awesome.
Chris.
Thank you, George. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. So a lot of you sitting on the call, you're probably thinking, all right, you've heard George talking about the word patch and X39 and LifeWave. If you're here for the very first time, let's jump right in and tell you what this is all about. Here we go. Let's quickly up here for the beginning and move this to the side. Right, perfect. Right, so you obviously heard something that got your attention, that got you onto the Zoom tonight. We talk about, have you been patched yet? So where does this all come from? What is LifeWave? You've heard the word LifeWave. It's affordable stem cell reactivation technology in the form of a patch. The LifeWave patches are formulated to activate your copper peptide, which reactivates your own stem cells. So nothing goes into the body. And this works through a process called phototherapy or photosynthesis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a 2-minute video clip, which actually explains exactly how the science works. Here we go.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally.
So where did this all start? LifeWave was established in 2004 in San Diego, California. LifeWave is 19 years old. When I heard about it 5 months ago, I thought, I don't live under a rock. How come I've never heard about this before? LifeWave, the first 10 years, we actually call it a 19-year-old startup company. The first 10 years was putting the foundation in place, putting all the patents and the clinical trials and all those things, which we're going to go into detail now. LifeWave is currently in 84 countries around the world, and right now is among the 50 fastest growing companies in the USA. 50 fastest growing companies. Now, this is something that really got my attention when George told me about LifeWave end of last year. Now, I come from the children's toy industry, believe it or not. I had my own company for just over 10 years. Yes, I was also a COVID victim, and my company closed doors. I think as we can see what's happened the last 3 years in this world, what's happening to a lot of companies today. They are either downsizing or, unfortunately, going out of business. How many companies do you know today are 10xing their turnover? 10x, not many. The turnover went from 2020 and 2021. LifeWave's turnover was 28 million US dollars. Last year, LifeWave did $280 million and is projected to do $1 billion in 2025. So the genius that started this, David Schmidt, the CEO, inventor of LifeWave and X39. We're going to be talking quite a bit about the product called X39, which is the new kid on the block. That's the product that was launched just on 4 years ago, which is taking the company to its exponential growth curve. There are 130 patents plus, which I'm going to talk about in the next slide. David is a scientist, inventor. In fact, he comes from a family of inventors. He's a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. Now, this is something that really got my attention when George was also telling me about LifeWave end of last year. Number one, when he said the company's been around for 18 years, then now 19 years. one word popped into my mind is the word stability. And then when he said there's patents, I thought, what? How many patents does this company have? 133 registered patents. Now, I've heard of a company where they might have 2, 3, maybe 4 patents. I have not ever in my life come across a company that's got 100+ patents. So what does that mean? That means that this is not a Me Too product. There's a lot of amazing products out there in the marketplace, but you're always competing with another product. So in other words, my powder is better than your powder, or my pill is better than your pill because of X, Y, and Z. This is a company that is completely in a league of its own, exclusive, absolutely no competition. So we're going to talk about the X39 stem cell patches. I'm going to hand over to Lynda. Take it away.
Thank you. Lovely being here. So the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So at the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are active. And at age 60, you lose almost all your stem cell activity. So how does X39 work? This is the holy grail of anti-aging copper peptides. They're made of organic nanocrystals. So that means they're very tiny. You can't see it with the eye. So when we look at the patch, people want to see what's inside there. There's a bead in there. You can't see it. That's what nanocrystals are. And so it's formulated to activate your copper peptide, which reactivates your own stem cells. LifeWave patches are non-invasive, non-transdermal, because nothing goes through the skin. What happens is that the heat of your body actually activates those crystals. It's also hypoallergenic, which means that, and this is what David says, that 1 out of 10,000 people might have a reaction to the adhesive, because it's a 3M medical grade adhesive. And if that happens to you, you don't have to worry, because you don't need to have it on the skin. It can be placed on clothing as well, because it's the heat of the body that's doing the work. So let's have a look. Activate your stem cells. Rapid pain relief. Well, I must say I have several clients that are now using it, and I'm seeing wonderful results. Some people with immediate effect, others 1 or 2 weeks, but the pain relief has been vivid in many cases. Reduced inflammation. I can tell you I have a client, and for me, pH, you always indicate how serious your inflammation is. And it's quite hard to reduce that pH to a normal level. And within 3 weeks, her inflammation rate came down with her pH 7 counts, which is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And so supports wound healing. It gives us lots of energy and vitality. That I can definitely say is true. Mental clarity, I think Chris has something to quickly share with us over here.
Oh, Lynda, this is my absolute favorite. End of last year, George was saying how he introduced me to the patches. He saw me on a Zoom call where I was completely burnt out, run down. Don't know if anybody's experienced burnout before. First time in my life I experienced it. And with that came what you call brain fog. I'd heard about it before. I didn't know what it actually felt like. I just thought that was a symptom of aging, to be honest with you. And when I got the patches end of last year, I put the patches on, and I was my own little guinea pig. And I tell you what, I was one of these people that was lucky enough to feel the result on day 5. On day 5, the only way I can really explain it, it felt like a veil was like lifted off my head. I could not believe the mental clarity that I was feeling. my brain felt like it was when I was 25 years old. And that's in a very short time frame. And then obviously as the time went by, I've been on the products for 7 months now. But initially it was the brain fog lifting. After a month and a half, my vertigo, my dizziness completely disappeared. And like Lynda was saying, energy levels completely through the roof. And here I am 7 months later, and what I'm starting to see, and other people are starting to see, is the visible de-aging, because we're talking about reverse aging. I was going very grey, I was going extremely grey, and the grey is going away and the black is coming back. And I'm starting to get people making comments. So it's as real as anything.
Thank you for that, Chris. I must also say that mental clarity within a week of using the patches, I realized my brain was a lot sharper. It was very evident. It also enhances sport performance, and we'll go into a bit more detail later on. Faster recovery from exercise, and there's improved skin appearance, which of course nobody's going to complain about.
I'm not a keen sports person. I love swimming, but I'm not somebody who goes to gymnasiums and so on. So my morning exercise is grinding my coffee, 260 turns of the manual coffee grinder. And I would have to stop every 80 turns to recover. And it's like waking up has never been my best moment. And on the third day, I said to my daughter, I've just done all those turns and I didn't even notice it. And I've never had to stop anymore to recover my muscles, at least with my coffee grinding. In terms of energy, I'm full on all day long from morning till night, putting out energy on lots of fronts.
Well done. Well done. So how do we wear our X39? You wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. So at night, our bodies get time to rest. You throw away the patch, and then the next morning you put a new patch on and repeat. You can wear more than one patch at a time. It's very important to drink plenty of water, because this assists the patches in communicating the different frequencies to your body.
And just looking at that picture now, that's where the clinical trials were done. So you either put it behind the back of your neck, or you put it 2 fingers below your belly button, because that's where all the nerve endings are. But if you've got pain, which we'll talk about just now, you can actually put the patch directly onto the pain area. So what happens in the first couple of days, Lynda? Tell us.
Okay, so plus minus 4,000 genes begin to reset. This is totally amazing. Within 24 hours, the stem cell activation patch begins to reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. People using the X39 patches will experience an almost immediate effect through the elevation of antioxidants, a decrease in inflammation, and an increase in energy and joy. We know that inflammation is the biggest problem that we have today. It's what we call the silent killer. So within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. This is really a big thing. There are physical changes that occur, and there's a decreased symptom of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. This is also many people after COVID struggle with anxiety and depression. And of course, we also know that the results of COVID, the mental clarity, there's a lot of foggy brain, which is now something of the past when you're on the patches. Even if you don't feel the effects immediately, be rest assured the new stem cells may be regenerating an internal organ or tissue before repairing something you feel. Remember, each person's body is different, but don't forget, drink lots and lots of water. So within 3 months, there's really active stem cell repair. And I'm close to just on 3 months, and I can tell you, I can see all these things. Collagen is increased, decreasing wrinkles, hair and nails growing faster and stronger. Most definitely. I'm now having to cut my hair every 3 weeks, which I never used to do. And one of the big ones here for me is supports your structural integrity of both your skeletal and muscular system. That is amazing. Your stem cells are now actively creating deep healing in your body and repairing damage caused by the aging process that now becomes continuous and accumulative.
Just very quickly on the hair and nails, I could agree with you. I used to cut my nails every 2 weeks, and I cut my nails every week. And also look at the beauty. If people's hair is growing faster, we're helping people from a community point of view, because now hairdressers are going to be cutting hair more often, which means hairdressers are going to make more money.
True. So within 6 months, there's reverse aging. Vascular age is reduced, which is a big one. In a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using X39. So how long we live is determined by the health of our stem cells. And David Schmidt says it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. And I totally agree with that.
You know, David Schmidt, he's 60 years old. He looks like he's 40. He looks like he's 40. And his vascular age is of a person that's 35 years old, and he's 60.
Wow. Okay, so our 90-day protocol, David Schmidt advises us to use the patches for a minimum of 90 days for optimum results. Although that is the recommendation, we've seen results in weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. I do agree, and I do, if you look at what we do in energy healing, your cells renew constantly, and it takes 3 months for all the cells in your body to renew. So it really makes sense to try it out for at least 3 months before. Some people take long. They only take 3 months before they start seeing results. So not everybody is the same. Our bodies are not all built the same way, and that the causes of certain conditions are often different. The most common reason for any lack of response to the patches is dehydration. Lack of hydration will reduce the effectiveness of the patches. It's important to drink enough water before and during the patch use. So this website, startx39.com, is a wonderful website to go and visit to get a whole lot of new information on exactly what X39 is and all the studies that have been done. Lots of information available, and I'd advise everybody to go and have a look at this website for more information.
And the cool thing about this website is it's in all the 84 different languages around the world. So when you go onto the website, on the bottom left, there's a little translate button. You press translate, and it brings up all the flags of the different countries. You click on the flag, and the whole website is completely translated to that language. And like Lynda said, absolutely everything is on there, from testimonies, case studies, patents, you name it, on that website.
Okay, so let's have a look at some of the patch testimonies.
This is a new slide. I added this in just now. I was wondering if you're going to go, I didn't see this one.
Okay.
So do you want to read that quickly?
Yeah, sorry. Your screen is a little bit in the way, so I can't really see the whole of the slide. Unfortunately, I can't read all of that.
Okay, let me read it quickly. I thought, let me add this slide. We can be talking about some testimonies. And
Yes.
so funny, I'm busy looking at the word X39 patch, and there's 39 people on the call. How synchronistic is that? So As David Schmidt said, X39 is my greatest achievement. Having a product that works this quickly and provides this many benefits seems like a miracle or too good to be true, but it is simply applying the magic of stem cells to the human body. Okay, this is the fun part, the testimonies. Lynda, show some of these
Yes.
slides.
So I don't know if any of you know that this topography map, which is actual thermal imaging, and here you can see that when you see red, it actually indicates inflammation. And here you can see a study was done, a 77-year-old woman placed the patch on the back of her neck. And this is what it looked like in session 1. And you can see there's quite a bit of inflammation. Then after 3 weeks, you can see how that has disappeared. And the third session after 6 weeks, you can see how wonderful that is. And there were also 12 other participants between the ages of 50 and 80, where they did an EEG brain scan, and you can see, or thermal imaging, and you can see how quickly that is cleared up on that range there. So this is a wonderful way of actually seeing many women use thermal imaging today. And here you can see some before and after ones that are really amazing. You can see how inflamed that back is before and after, and also on the front of the intestines and stomach, thoracic area, you can see the inflammation has dissipated. But look at the one on the hands on the right-hand side there. This first photo clearly shows the inflammation in this woman's hands. So that would be things like arthritis. And after only 30 minutes on those patches, look how the improvement in her hands has taken place. That's amazing. And of course, this is not just for us, it's also for animals. And look at the before and after here, this poor horse had such bad inflammation, and there's a huge improvement already with the before and after. And of course, let's look at this. Everybody wants to know about about the skin. This lady has worn the patches for a year, and I think I don't have to say anything. You can just look at this and see the amazing, amazing difference in her skin texture. After 45 days on the X39, look at the crow's feet there, before and after, beautiful. And look at this lady after 1 year's use of the X39. Just look how the light in her eyes have come back, and how she's just come alive, really. When you look at that picture, it's amazing. And here, after 9 weeks, look at the skin texture, amazing how that is improved. And look at the chin, the sagging there. And after 5 months, look how that beautiful face has changed. And then vitiligo, we know, is really a serious autoimmune disease that a lot of people are struggling with. We're seeing it more and more these days. And after 3 months, this improvement, absolutely amazing. And of course, Bell's palsy. We know this is really a very painful thing. And this is what happens to your face. And especially when it's in the eye, it's very painful. And just after 3 months, look at how she's recovered. And here we can see scar and tissue repair after 7 weeks. This is an elderly man, and you can see he's got very serious injuries, and it would never normally take such a short time for someone to actually heal in such a short space. It's amazing. Here's another one you can see after 21 days. Just look at the skin texture and how the wound healing has taken place. Fantastic. This young man fell off a snowboard, and only after 5 days, look how well he has recovered. Really awesome. Psoriasis after 10 days. We also know this is an autoimmune disease, and only after 10 days. And wow, this is really amazing how serious the scar is, and 12 days later, what that looks like. So for anybody who's had an op, someone cut the finger off. Wow. Now we all know it doesn't take 21 days for it to look like it does here. It takes months and months to actually heal. And look at this. It's just mind-boggling.
I just need to jump in there. Last week, Lucinda cut her finger with a knife and her baby finger. Oh man, there was blood everywhere. It was deep, 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 deep. And we put the X39 around her finger, not on the cut, but around her finger. Literally, I think it's day 5. It's as if there wasn't even a cut. And this is because we're talking about healing from the inside out as well.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, we get all the hair and the men are excited. Look, after 6 weeks, and this person too, after 6 weeks, how the hair is growing. So not just for the women who are going to the hairdresser, but men also. This guy, after 3 months, he's got a whole mop of hair. This is really amazing. So, yeah, let's have a look at the athletes on patches. Here we have
George, this is George's favorite part. Where's George?
Yes. Come on, George.
Hey there, guys. Okay. So I love stories. And one of the stories that for me is very key is how this turned into what it has become, a network rather than a company that sells through traditional channels. So when David Schmidt, he invented something for the Navy SEALs for a mini submarine. The American mini submarines are like bigger than my boat. They're like 60 feet. So I don't know about how many, but they call them mini submarines. And they needed, when they kind of met him as an inventor, they then asked him to develop something for the Navy SEALs for faster recovery, for energy, so that they wouldn't have to be using caffeine and Red Bull type products. And that's when he developed Energy Enhancer. And when he talks about it, he talks about having had a fairly random conversation with a man on an airplane who happened to be a networker. And this gentleman said, this is really interesting. You know, we talk to people next to us on airplanes. And said, this is really interesting. Can I introduce you to a friend of mine who's a doctor in California? And that doctor in turn said, can I introduce you to a friend of mine who's a doctor? He was doctor for the Olympic swimming team, Michael Phelps, 2004. That doctor introduced David to the coach of that team. And 3 weeks after the initial conversation, he found himself patching the Olympic team at Stanford University in their training session. So he thought, you know what, this went word of mouth. I would never have made this connection if it hadn't worked word of mouth. So I'm going to do my business like that. He'd set up when okay, they go track back a bit. When the towers went down, he said, you know, the Department of Defense priorities changed and there was nobody was answering the phone. So that's when he said, let me take it to the public. And, you know, as I told you about that conversation. So these guys, if you remember, they won a lot of medals and those medals were withheld. And he had to prove to the Olympic Committee and to the US Anti-Doping Association that there was no pharmaceutical going into the bodies, that they were non-transdermal. So, you know, we see other sportsmen, Serena Williams, David Beckham, all using Energy Enhancer. And here there's a motorbike champion. He uses X39 for concentration. I want to add something. We've heard quite a few testimonials. I've actually got one, but we've heard quite a few testimonials, but we must bear in mind what David Schmidt says. It's a 90-day protocol. So we have people who are what we call a one patch wonder, who have results on the very first day.
Yeah, so that is very important. Like I say, everybody's bodies are completely different. You okay there, George? Drink some more water. So, all right, let me move to the next slide. Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins wrote a book. I can see your hand up there, George.
I want to finish what I was saying. So some people have an instant result, and this was very graphically underlined to me. My friend Julia, he has tinnitus. With one patch, his tinnitus dropped 50%, and he had a first night in 40 years where he slept 7 hours. He never managed to sleep more than 3 or 4 hours. Now, I mentioned that to Chris. I didn't know that Lucinda, his girlfriend, had tinnitus, but in her case, it took 7.5 weeks. Her tinnitus is now at 40% of what it was. So we have amazing testimonials, but please remember, it's a 90-day protocol, and each person's body is different. We have different genealogies. We have different ways we've used or abused our bodies over the years, and so on. In my case, you saw me nearly choke there. In the past, I would have been 5 minutes coughing. So I was able to continue talking, take the water, and get over it within 10 minutes. I've been to endless specialists, scans, nuclear scans, endoscopies, colonoscopies, allergy tests, lung x-rays, lung specialists. Everybody says you haven't got anything. But whatever it is, the patches have, and I've been very cautious about saying this out loud because I really don't want it to come back. So, but now I feel I can, after 6 months with the patches, a lot of other things, but that, thank goodness, the cough that I used to suffer from is, yeah.
I remember that, George. That's a huge improvement. I remember those days.
You used to have to sort of disappear for 5 minutes. But really, do please remember, 90-day protocol, and each one of our bodies is different. So whereas there are people who one patch wonders, other people take more time to see results in their bodies.
All right, so we've all heard of Tony Robbins. He's a public speaker. He's written many books. He's been on the public circuit for the last 30 years. And he wrote this new book end of last year called Life Force. I've got a copy of it here. You must see how thick this book is. It is massive. Wealth of knowledge inside that book. He talks about both stem cell therapy and peptide therapy. Now, he's personally had stem cells injected into his body, and he basically had results overnight. So he believes in stem cells. But the thing with stem cells is, even Tony Robbins, and he's a multi-billionaire, he said it is hellishly expensive. You're looking at anywhere from $7,000 to $100,000 for a series of injections, and also requires international travel and accommodation most of the time. And listen to this, you've only got a 50% chance that the stem cell injections will actually work. That is the gamble that you take with that type of money, where the stem cell patches are literally, if not more, but as effective at a fraction of the cost. So very quickly with the products, Lynda was going through the new kid on the block, the flagship product, the X39, which is the stem cell reactivation patch. Now, there are also supportive products. You heard George talking about the energy enhancer. So the other products in the range is one for sports. There's one for extreme pain. There's the sleepy patch for sleeping. Then we've got ones for high levels of stress, for stamina, for your immune system, weight management, and then the energy enhancer. There's one for mood, animals, and skin. So now you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my goodness gracious, Chris was talking about thousands of dollars there. What do these cost? Right, the retail price, this is for non-members, a sleeve of X39. This is what it looks like. And inside this sleeve comes 30 patches, which is a 1 month supply. That is $149. That's the X39 and the X49. And the other supplementary products are $79, 4 months supply. So that's one sleeve, 30 patches in a sleeve. And then whatever country you're in, you've got to obviously add your country tax and your delivery. Now, why pay retail price when you can actually get the product at wholesale? What you can do is you can actually register and become a wholesale customer. Then you're getting the product for only $99 for a sleeve. And then the other patches are down to $49, between $49 and $69. That's for one sleeve. So how does this work? How do you enroll to get the wholesale prices? The first entry-level kit is what we call our bronze kit. It's $125, and that gives you one sleeve of X39, and that includes a once-off $25 enrollment fee. But you're saving $25 off the bat on the retail price immediately. And then your next order and ongoing is only $99. Then our most popular kit is what we call the silver kit. That is $300, gives you 3 sleeves of X39. You save on the enrollment fee immediately, and you also buy at wholesale price straight away. And then all your orders, next orders, are only $99. So those are the 2 very popular wholesale customer kits. Then we have the people that are a little bit more serious and want to maybe turn this into the business that George was talking about. We have the business builder kits. You can register at gold, and that the gold is $500. It gives you 5.5 sleeves of X39. So you're probably thinking, 5.5, what, do they cut one of them in half? No, what that means is at gold level, you get the 5 sleeves of X39, and you actually get a free product. You get a free supplementary product at the gold level. Then we've got platinum, which is $1,000, 12 sleeves of X39. And then the diamond kit is 19 sleeves of X39. And at diamond, the wholesale price comes right down to only $84 for a sleeve of X39. Now, the cool thing is with LifeWave, you can upgrade your kit at any given time, and you only pay in the difference. So I've never seen this before in the industry, because normally if you register and you get a kit and you want to upgrade, you've got to pay for that full kit price, where with LifeWave, you only pay the difference. So to give you an example, say you registered silver, and a week later you go, oh, I should have joined a gold because I wanted to get product for a family member or something like that. It doesn't mean you have to then join at 500, because you're already silver at 300. You only pay in the difference, which is that $200, and then you get the difference in product. So
Chris, you should probably underline, because it's been mentioned in the chat, the kits can be reconfigured. It doesn't have to be X39 only. So you can reconfigure the kit to have X39 and other patches that you may want. However, that when the person who's registering you can go through that with you. And one other thing I'd like to underline, because I've heard it recently a few times, people, when we are taking part in the business, we have a monthly, we purchase monthly, and people are understanding they need to buy the kit every month, diamond kit every month. No. You don't need to buy your kit every month. That's something that we can talk about, but it's important to understand that. A lot of people got stuck. They didn't want to get a higher kit. I encourage everybody to come in where they're comfortable. Personally, I came in as gold because I wanted to take this on a business level. And the first month I upgraded to platinum, and next month to diamond. Chris did the same. Came in on bronze, then to silver, then to gold, and so on and so forth. Yeah, those are the 2 things I wanted to underline, because they've come up.
Awesome. Thanks for that, George. I think I might actually amend the slides, and I'll put that in for next week.
Yeah, please.
So, Right. So, so in summing everything up, you can see we are seriously at the right place, the right time with the right product. 19-year-old company, 10xing its turnover in 84 countries around the world. Lynda, do you want to cover this slide quickly?
Yes, I'm very, very excited about this. We have, it's still so young in South Africa. We have so much possibility and potential here in South Africa. You really have an incredible opportunity before you today, the opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. And that really excites me to think how many people we can help. The business comes with that, but it's being able to patch and help people. And I'm sure everybody knows so many people you think, wow, I can help this person can benefit. So this is an entrepreneur's dream come true. It's an established company, cutting edge science, over 100 patents, no competition, and you're at the right place, right time, right product. This is it.
Completely.
I'm going to say something that's kind of counterintuitive. So when I met Javi, who I mentioned before, he had 900 people in his downline, and I could see what money he was receiving. And I said, you know what, in a world of 8 billion people, I can have 1,000 people in my downline. I'm very grateful to and blessed that I've achieved that with, it's not just me, but working with everybody who we're working with. But then I said, 1,000 people in my downline, the amount of stories that I've heard from those 1,000 people are incredible. And at the same time, reflecting in my weekly income is also incredible. So what's counterintuitive? I said to everybody at the time, go make a fortune. Go make a fortune with this because you are helping so many people. We have a leader of our quantum field team called Onyx, and she says, when you've got it in your head and engraved in your heart, which I think Chris has, I do. I've just met Lynda, and it looks to me that she does. When you have that, you're completely without any fear of talking about this on all of its levels. Today, just examples. Yesterday, I have a boat that I rent out. The port captain, he wants to rent the boat for the regattas, and he wants it for himself, for his family. We're kind of making a deal. And I said, but you know what? You see this patch on my neck? And he's gone, this is very interesting. Please send me stuff. I'm very busy, but maybe for my wife, for her, today I had physiotherapy. And getting to know I pulled a muscle rather badly, and even though I'm using the patches, I was kind of hobbled on a stick. So I have been having physiotherapy, and there's some people who I see every day. And, this lady, I said to her, what are you here for? And she says, sciatica, and they're going to do a filtration. I said, you know what? You see this patch here? Yeah, I've been working with those for a while, and we've got great results with sciatica. She says, that's very interesting. Another lady sitting nearby said, can I have your number too, please? You never know. We can help so many people, but really counterintuitive. Go make a fortune with this, and you'll be helping more people than you can imagine.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a very quick 6-minute clip, which is basically going to encompass everything. You heard George mention the word downline just now. You might be pretty new. You've never heard this, how the distribution method works. And this is going to cover everything. So everything will sort of make sense to you now with all these words that we've been using. So here's a quick 6-minute clip. One of the nicest clips I've ever seen, covers everything beautifully. Quickly get the popcorn. Here goes.
It's not too often that an opportunity comes along that puts you in the right place at the right time with the right product. But that's exactly where you find yourself as you discover the power of LifeWave technology and the opportunity it represents for you. Our mission? To share products with the world that enhance the health, wellness, beauty, and longevity of every person we encounter. If that resonates with you, take a moment and imagine. Have you heard about the billions being spent in the race to cash in on the promise of stem cells? We're told the possibilities in the future for improving our health and wellness using stem cell science for big pharma are huge. But what if the future was now? What if you could be perfectly positioned to take advantage of the stem cell revolution today? Partnering with an established company with proven technology, using a business distribution system that puts you in the driver's seat now. Too good to be true? Absolutely not.
It's what the world wants. We don't want drugs. We don't want injections. We don't want surgery.
I've never seen anything like this in 21 years of being a doctor, anything coming close to doing what this technology does for people.
This is a pivotal moment in alternative medicine and in the future of technology and healing and helping people.
Stem cells are the future. As a wellness company, we needed to be part of the stem cell revolution. And with X39, that's exactly what's happened.
That's David Schmidt, LifeWave's founder, CEO, and inventor of X39, his latest breakthrough in what is wearable, virtually weightless technology.
I'm now 50 years old and I feel like 30 years.
In 2 days, X39, my knee pain was really gone.
It's a really fun thing to share with people because everybody is amazed by it.
What does X39 do? It harnesses light to elevate a copper peptide proven to activate stem cells.
We're bringing regenerative science to everyone, and we're doing it safely and inexpensively and with extraordinary benefits. So this is why we have such an advantage in the marketplace and what makes our opportunity for our business builders so enormous.
This is cutting-edge science with no competition that's safe, affordable, non-invasive, and drug-free. We have an X39 video that tells you all about the science, so be sure to watch it. But with over 80 clinical studies behind it and multiple worldwide patents protecting it, the science is settled.
It's a game changer. There is absolutely no competition.
You're not going to be able to find this in any other different company.
So where do you come in? Our distribution model is network marketing, an industry that approaches $200 billion a year in sales worldwide. People telling people about products and building teams of team builders that accelerate that word of mouth. It's big business, and LifeWave is growing fast within it.
It's very unusual that you would have cutting-edge science make its way into network marketing. But as it turns out, because our products produce immediate effects, immediate benefits, sharing the product face-to-face makes it the ideal way to share the technology.
The only thing you have to do is go out and share it with people. That's it.
You don't have to be a medical doctor like me. Everybody can do this.
You try the patch and you love it.
The reaction that people give us is like, wow.
With warehouses now in multiple countries, distribution in over 100, and the capability to manufacture millions of units per month already in place, LifeWave is ready for you. Just think about who you know and all the people they know that would like more energy without the buzz, to reduce or eliminate pain, to sleep better, all without drugs, to look and feel younger without risky procedures. The list of benefits using our products is long. The market's vast. Are you starting to get the idea here? You're on the threshold of something significant. I mean, think about it. This is an opportunity with global reach where there's help and support alongside you every step of the way, and it's all fueled by a science that has no competition. As a member, you have an incredible array of marketing support, training, and business services that allow you to focus on what's important, spreading the word about LifeWave and helping us expand.
The growth in the future is going to be fast because of X39.
Once you learn about the X39 and you see what it's doing for people, for me, I feel like it's an obligation to share it.
Today, more and more people are really looking for solutions for a better lifestyle.
Everybody wants to look younger, everybody needs more sleep, wants to have more energy, wants to get rid of pain.
And LifeWave is fun because you're making a difference in people's lives. It's not a little difference, it's a big difference.
LifeWave gave my children their mother back. When you're able to move someone's health as much as we can with LifeWave, see what change that make into people's life, that's amazing. It is. You can literally change someone's life. And I love that.
So there you have it. Look, whatever you want, however high your goals, however big your dreams, it's all possible with LifeWave. So be sure to get back to the person who suggested you watch this video and get started today. Try X39 or one of our other fantastic products so you can learn for yourself what all the excitement is about when it comes to LifeWave. Whatever you do, though, be sure to get started today because the clock is ticking. The time is now. You don't want to miss out. We're building LifeWave to $1 billion company. Let's do it together.
Well, when George initially shared the information about the product to me, I thought, wow, this is a pretty cool product. And one of the first questions I asked him, I said, is there a business attached to this? And George said, yes, a very lucrative business. I said, how does it work? He said, network marketing. I said, oh my goodness, I'm over the moon. I haven't been in the industry in 20 years. This is the first time I'm back in the industry in 20 years and absolutely loving it, loving it. You know why? Because this is a product that works, cutting edge technology, and it's got no competition. And we haven't even got started yet. This is basically the window period that we're sitting in right now. And the world's our oyster. We're sitting on a gold mine right now. The people are getting the most amazing results on our panel, our WhatsApp channel. We see testimonies literally every single day. So very quickly, I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to show you really quickly if you're interested in turning this into a business. Now, myself, I've been part of LifeWave, as I said, for 7 months, and I started with me, I, and myself, and all I did was started sharing the product. And what I love about LifeWave is it's product driven. We talk about, you've heard the saying, the proof is in the pudding. We say the proof is in the patch. Let the patch do the talking. Let the patch do the work. And myself, I've got a team now of just under 1,000 people earning a really, really amazing passive income, which I am beyond grateful for. So there's 4 ways of making money through LifeWave. The first one is your product introductory bonus. So LifeWave rewards you immediately for sharing the company and sharing the product. So as I mentioned earlier on in the previous slides, there are the 5 different kits that you can join at. So irrelevant of the kit level that you are at, you will get paid a product introductory bonus. So the way this works is if you sign up a person at the bronze level, you're going to get a bonus of $15. If you sign up a person at silver, you're going to get $50. If you sign up a person at gold, you get $100. And if you sign up a person at platinum, you get $150. And then if you sign up a person at diamond level, you're going to get paid $200 product introductory bonus. Now, the cool thing is the moment that you become diamond, so whether you join a diamond straight away or the way myself and George did it, I joined at bronze, and I think it was about a week later, I upgraded to silver. A month later, I upgraded to gold, then platinum, then diamond. When you get to the level of diamond, LifeWave gives you an extra bonus. Instead of earning $200 for that 90-day period, you're going to get $500. And for platinum, instead of $150, you get $300. That's the extra bonus you get in that 90-day period. Now, also, that's something that's very unique with LifeWave. A lot of other companies, you've got to be at a certain level to earn these product introductory bonuses. Here, it's irrelevant of the level that you're at. You will get your product bonus. Then binary, not going into too much detail. When George told me this works on a binary network marketing model, was like a dog with 2 tails. Because when you understand the power of binary, you will have what you call LifeWave insomnia. It's the most powerful network marketing system that's ever been developed. So in a nutshell, it's really simple. You've got a left leg and you've got a right leg. And you get what you call business volume. Now, if you look at on the left-hand side, you've got a sample there that says 330 BV. Now, each patch comes with a volume. So the X39 is 77 points. And then the supplementary products are 55 points. And that's what makes up volume. So you've got your...
So it's the purchases of all the people in your leg, on your left side and on your right side, the total purchases they make that add up to give you the business volume.
And
that's
purchases mean turnover, which means volume. So left leg, right leg, 330 points on your left, 660 points on your right. The moment this happens, you get what you call a cycle bonus. And every time that matches, you get a $50 cycle bonus. Now you get a weekly maximum payout. If you are at the kit where you're between bronze and diamond, you get a maximum of $100 per week. When you hit manager level, you can get up to $1,500 a week. Then we've got director, senior director, executive director, presidential director, and then the top level in the company is senior presidential director, which means you can earn up to $25,000 US a week. Guys, that is like gangster money. That is like cartel money, as Harvey says. That is a level of money that I've still got to get my mind wrapped around that. Right. So what is manager? The first level. Manager is very easy. Once you are at the level of gold and you've got 2 people signed up on your left, silver or above, 2 people signed up on your right, silver and above, that's what makes you manager. The next level is what we call director. Very similar structure. All it means is you've got 3 on the left, 3 on the right, 2 are silver, but one of them on either side is in their own right. They are a manager as per the previous slide. And then the next level that we look at is senior director. And all that means is you've still got your 2 silvers on either leg, left and right. And then 2 of them will need to be director. And the cool thing is that can actually be on the same leg as long as you've got 2 directors. That's what gets you to senior director. Then looking at this picture, that is the way the structure will always be from there. Thereafter, we're only talking about the different volumes. And as I said, manager, director, senior director, executive, presidential, and senior president, $25,000. Then generation matching bonus. This is unlimited. I only clicked onto this about 4 months into LifeWave. George was explaining it, and I nearly fell off my chair when we were on the Zoom. I'm like, what? Oh, my word.
He didn't understand it.
I didn't understand it. And after the call, I phoned George and I said, oh, my goodness, I can't believe I've been in the business 4 months and the penny only dropped now on a live Zoom and I'm busy jumping up and down.
This is so powerful. It's so powerful. And Chris will explain the mechanism in a minute. But it also, as Onyx says, it keeps people honest because it is in my interest. I always help people anyways, but it is in my interest to help everybody who's in my first, second, and third line. I actually help everybody that I can wherever they are in the structure. However, I've been working a lot with Chris. Chris is getting the money he's getting in bonus cycles every week, and I'm receiving from Chris every week between $140, $160, $180. That's for now. He's on my second line, so I get 20% of what he makes. So, one day Chris is going to be senior presidential director with $25,000 a week. So think of in 2 years' time, every week from the work that Chris is doing, $5,000, $5,000. It's incredible. So, I have other people in my second line, other people in my first line, other people in my third line in different countries, and I support them as much as they want to be supported. We don't push anybody. People say, I want to do this. If anybody lifts their hand and says, I want to do this, those are the people we work with. We're not going to stand behind anybody and say, why don't you do this? You haven't done, no. Which is a kind of an error that I see people make in other networks.
What I love about this is you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You get the most amazing support. And what happens is when you decide to become part of the LifeWave family, you're actually joining a community of like-minded and like-hearted people that are here to help and assist each other, which is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So just very quickly on the,
You talk about a bug in South Africa. What's it called? Shongololo. Yeah, it's a great analogy.
I'll put that clip onto the group so people can see what a shongololo is. So so in closing off, this really got my attention is the generation matching bonus. Anybody that's been in the industry before, where this is a little bit of a mind shift change, we always want to try and help people and sign people up underneath people. I learned, don't do that. Every person you've spoken to, you must sign them up personally on your first level, because everybody's going to benefit from the spillover from the binary anyway, because this is what happens with your first level, second level, or third level. Every time you hit those cycle bonuses, that is what you're going to be earning first, second, and third level. Powerful, beyond powerful. Don't want to go into too depth of that, but we do have videos that explain that in a lot more detail. And then obviously, lastly, we've got the retail profit, which we pretty much covered right off the bat in the beginning. So, so from my side, I just want to say thank you very much to George. All of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I'm so grateful you were on that Zoom call that night, where, I wasn't looking good, and you've completely, my life has turned around 180 degrees. So I'm beyond grateful.
Thank you.
Pleasure. And Lynda, congratulations. Well done. Thank you for a beautiful presentation. It was an absolute honor presenting with you this evening. And I'm looking forward to presenting with you again. And guys, before we run off, we see that we've had somebody that's jumped onto the call, Mr. Harvey Solis. He has popped in. He is our upline that lives in New Jersey in the USA. Senior Presidential Director, an absolute, this guy is crushing it and taking this business to absolutely the next level. If you want to just
even more important, what Javi does is he gives power and help to everybody anywhere who wants to do this, wherever they are in the structure. And that's something that, I met Javi. The first thing I did was I said, I want to talk to somebody who's been in this company for a while. So that was the first person I talked to. And we understood each other immediately. We both had said we weren't going to do network marketing again. That was our first conversation. Second conversation, I said, I got to go in 4 minutes. It's my birthday. He says, I don't believe it's my birthday too. So we share birthdays, and we've been working together ever since. So, and don't forget afterwards, Chris, to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, will do. Robbie, my brother from another mother, let us hear your voice. Give us a pearl or two.
Oh, yeah, ask to unmute, but you're co-host. So you should be able to do it yourself.
No, I wasn't co-host. I was trying to press mute, but it didn't work for me. But listen, I caught the tail end of this presentation. Lynda, you rock. You were so awesome. You know, how everybody works here as a team, it just puts joy into my heart, because it started off with two, okay? It started off with George. And George, like George said, we just connected. And all I was looking for people who wanted to make a difference, with people who wanted to make a difference at the time to make a difference. And what's happening here in this team is, it's such a joy to see, because, you know, it's coming to life what we spoke on almost a year ago, you know, and we're just getting started. And, you know, the product is amazing. I mean, the testimonials are fantastic. If you're new here on the call, you're listening to this the first time, just ask yourself, what was the favorite part of this presentation? What impacted you the most? Okay. Was it the product? Was it the financial health? Was it the product health? You know, was it how cute Chris looks? Was it how beautiful Lynda is? Was it how cuddly George is? Whatever it is, you know, I would say yes, tell the world to figure it out later. And Chris was right. The financial health of this is so powerful, you know, and especially the check match part of it. You know, that is more powerful than the regular team's commission. And I'll give you an example. I'm a senior presidential director. I sponsored someone who went senior presidential director. She sponsored someone who went senior presidential director. and they sponsored someone who went student presidential director. So they're all in my line in first, second, and third level. So imagine the check match that's happening there, and if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. And then all it is in the business model that Chris said is make managers and be a manager making machine. Okay. So all I'm saying is if you have an open mind and an open heart to hear this message that the three of them said today, which is very impactful, I would say yes, and get to the person who invited you here today. Come on the ship. The ship is sailing. We want you a part of it. Look how inspirational they speak, man. They're like my little babies. They just grow and I can sit here and honestly, it puts joy into my heart. I get teared up because I see these people grow, man. And it's such a joy to see, especially Dr. Lynda. She just comes out here and she just crushed it. Before she couldn't even say a word, her leadership lid is increasing. And that's a joy for me to see too. And I'm sure it's a joy for Sandy to see because Sandy enrolled her. And I'm sure, and it's just like, so how everyone's leadership lid is increasing. So I'm so happy to be here, guys. And I'm just not going to take much of your time. I just wanted to say hello. I'm proud of every one of you guys. I will want to give you such a big hug, but soon I will. And Javi signing off.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank
Thank you for
Love you.
popping in. Thank you. So yeah, guys, George was mentioning last night, Harvey and Mark did training. So if you're new and you want to get some more information on the business side of it, be sure to ask for that clip from yesterday. And then tomorrow, we are covering behind me. I've got this side. I've got the picture of the
give the context. The context is that we also have a book of the month.
I was just about to say that.
Quantum field.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that. See, I've actually even got the book here. See how prepared I am. So here's the book of the month called The 4 Agreements. I don't know if anybody's ever read this before, The 4 Agreements. We covered agreement number 1, 2, and 3 the past 3 weeks. And tomorrow we're finishing off agreement number 4, which is always do your best. So really looking forward to that. People have learned a lot, and we've had some really good feedback from everybody, and how you can take these principles and apply them into your day-to-day life and building the business. So from my side, thank you so. Yes, George.
Just so guys, we're doing these calls every week, presentations every Wednesday, so you can bring your people on. But don't, if somebody signs up with you tomorrow, don't wait till next week. Talk to your upline, talk to Chris, and let us help you become successful. That's number one. Number two, every Thursday we do a workshop call, and now that we've finished with the 4 agreements, we're going to kind of go back to basics of working in a network and reaching out to people. So you can count. We've spoken about leadership, but we're giving a lot of energy to this part. So count on it. Count on us to help you get to where you want to be from where you're at the moment.
Completely. That's what I was saying. When you join this beautiful family, you become part of a community, and we're here to help and support each other. Like I said, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So guys, thank you for taking the time out, and hope the new people that are on the call for the first time this evening, hope you enjoyed it, and get back to the person who invited you and tell them the part that you enjoyed the most. So from my side in South Africa, good night, God bless. Love you all. Look after yourselves, and see you on the silver screen. Good night, everybody. Bye, guys.
Good night. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So same time, same channel tomorrow.
Yep. Looking forward to it. Cheers, Alistair. Good seeing you. Oh, look at that. Your hand. Wow.